You have used the LMNP scheme and you think there will be no tax consequence? That's where it changes. It's one of the most important niche fiscal for rental income in France. Bear with me and learn no tax consequence on the resale of the property. It's quite important. There is nothing on the internet about that. And of course, you're going to pay more taxes. Hello guys, and welcome to the French Tax Online channel. Today, we're going to talk about a very new and complicated topic, which is the amortisation used on the LMNP scheme and the consequences on the capital gain tax. You have used the LMNP scheme and you think there will be no tax consequence? In this case, bear with me and learn all the consequences of the brand new February 2025 tax law. Let's go. The LMNP scheme, Loueur Meublé Non Professionnel, is one of the most important niche fiscal for rental income in France. It appeared a long time ago and it was a great tool to rent your property and not paying too many taxes, because mainly you could depreciate the property and decrease the taxable profit. Reason number one, depreciation of the property. Actually, the LMNP scheme allows you to depreciate your property and therefore decrease the taxable profit and of course pay less taxes. The good thing is, until now, there was no tax consequence on the resale of the property. That has changed. The LMNP is only for furnished rental, and the unfurnished rental is revenu foncier. It's very different. And in the end, at the moment, there is a difference tax-wise because the régime foncier could not allow you to depreciate the property, but of course, there is no consequence on the capital gain tax treatment. Until February 2025, there was no tax consequence when you sold your property that you had rented with the LMNP scheme. That has changed because at the moment, now, you have to do something which is going to make you pay more taxes, unfortunately. From February 2025, you have to reintegrate the amount of depreciation you have used on the rental income to depreciate the taxable profit. You have to reintegrate this amount into the sale price, which of course is going to make the taxable profit higher. And of course, you're going to pay more taxes. It's not the same for tax resident of France, but it is for non-resident. So all I'm saying at the moment is exactly the same if you are a non-resident. So there would be the same tax consequences whether you are a LMNP or LMP if you are non-resident of France. Yes, absolutely. The good news is that even though you're going to reintegrate this depreciation amount into the sale price, you're still going to benefit from the taper relief for duration of ownership. So yes, you're going to be much less after 5 years of ownership. 22 years, no more income tax. 30 years, nothing else. Well, it does matter if the property has been owned by an SCI with the corporate tax. If there was an income tax SCI, then there is no tax consequence, but you cannot have a LMNP and an SCI, so there is no question. So the only thing is, if you have an SCI, then there is no more LMNP because it's directly the SCI with the corporate tax option, and therefore you have to comply with the corporate tax rules, which indeed are going to make you pay the taxes on the depreciation you've used as well. You can limit the reintegration by not depreciating the property at all if you want, or you can use a larger time for the depreciation of the property so that there will be less depreciation and less reintegration. And of course, you can anticipate this by asking us to calculate how much taxes you would pay with this amount, such sale price, etc., etc. Well, if you plan to sell your property that has been rented through an LMNP or even any other scheme, you might speak to your accountant even though they might not be specialized in capital gain tax. So you have to speak to either your notary or your tax representative if you're non-EU tax resident, because you'll have to appoint one. So you better talk to this tax rep before then so that they can advise you exactly how much taxes you're going to pay. Don't forget, guys, we are one of the 9 accredited companies in France as fiscal representative, and we'll be very happy to help you calculate in advance how much taxes you're going to owe. So let's take an example. You buy a property 300K and then you sell it 10 years later, 300K. In your mind, there is nothing to be paid because there is no gain, right? That's where it changes. If you have rented the property with an LMNP scheme, and if you have been using the depreciation scheme, then you're going to pay the capital gain tax on the amount of depreciation you have used to offset the taxable profit. This is the huge difference between now and before February 2025. There is nothing else to be done apart from keeping the property long term. Okay, the only thing you can do is ask us how much taxes you're going to pay with this amount, etc. But this is a retroactive law, and of course, if you are renting it through the LMNP scheme for a long time, yes, you're going to pay taxes. That's life. I'm sorry about that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this video. I know it's not a very funny topic, but it's quite important. There is nothing on the internet about that. Don't hesitate to ask us, French Tax Online, before selling your property. We are a tax representative in France. We are accredited by the French Ministry of Finance, and we can help you and be appointed for the sale. We are working with a lot of notaries all around France, and we can help you with this. Thank you very much, and see you soon on French Tax Online. Thank you, guys.